You can watch the Streamer Spotlight series live on Twitch Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Welcome to another edition of the Streamer Spotlight series. This is episode number 15, guys. If this is your first show, we'll start out with some streaming news. We'll move on to our guest. And then in the end, we'll turn over questions to you guys in the chat. If you have a question, remember to tag, well, it was Fighter X1 Gaming, but now it's Elevate Content, _content. Don't forget. So tonight, we are going to be joined by a man that goes by many names. You know him by Zhyroth. He is a Twitch and Osu streamer. He is also a variety streamer. He is from Belgium. And tonight, we're going to learn all about him, how he got started in streaming, and what advice he has for other streamers, especially ones that are just starting out. So with that, we will get started, and we will see you in just a moment.
Good evening.
Good evening. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hi. No, wait. No. Hi. Jesus, man. I'm so big that I even see myself.
If you don't know who I am the other half of Elevate streams, Elevate Content, Elevate Everything, TIE Fighter X1, and our guest tonight.
Yes, hello. You know who I am. I'm Zhyroth. Give me a moment to get used to this. Even though that I'm on screen, well, not all the time, but before this. But yeah, it's still stressful being here, you know.
All right, so kind of explain what your channel is and what it means to you, and a little bit about who you are and your streaming schedule, if you don't mind, Zhyroth.
Well, I don't really have a streaming schedule, so I can't really talk about that. I used to try and stick to it when I had my job, but that wasn't possible due to my shifts always changing, and I couldn't really keep up with my sleeping schedule. Who I am? Well, basically, I am just like me. I enjoy anime and I enjoy, games since I was a child. I've been, attracted to games ever since that. Jesus, this sucks. Fuck! It feels like I'm at school again and I have to do an exam.
This is like the icebreaker, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, this is go. It's your turn. I don't like. I never like to be in the spotlight. So, basically, what I like to do is just play games and interact with people. I've played a lot of games such as RuneScape, and what you do there is basically stare at the same animation for hours on end, 15 hours, 20 hours a day, and what you do then is talk to people. So I suppose that kind of draw me a bit into this entire thing. You got this, Arrow? No, I do not. Well, I do, but the stress is real, though.
It's cool. It's cool. So it gets a little bit easier after we kind of go through some Twitch news. It's not so much focusing on you.
Yeah, when the distraction is gone of me, indeed.
So let's jump into some streaming news for the week, if you don't mind. So season 2 of Fortnite saw an increase of 31% more hours in the month of October. Do you think Fortnite's back up on the rise, or do you think it will die out again quickly? What do you think of the whole season releases games like this and Rainbow Six Siege are doing these days?
I mean, it brings the thing what is good about Fortnite is that they change up the map, which kind of gives the people a feeling of that things are changing for them and that they have new chances to rise to the top, and that people have to regain certain skills, which gives more tactic to the game. So I can get that it will attract more people as it feels more fair than a game that kind of gets stuck into the same format all the time. You need some change into your game, and it's not bad that they have these seasonal things. It just keeps people more busy. And you
think
can
it's-
clearly see that like companies are trying to change into more like of a service rather than like just a product that they deliver like they used to.
Right.
That's definitely a good way of looking at it.
I feel like it's more for the gamers, right? Because how often did you buy a game and then you played it for a year and then they released the second version of that game and it was like literally the same game but just a couple new maps?
Yeah.
So at least now you're, Fortnite was completely free, but like Rainbow Six, you bought the game once and now you pay a little bit of money and get some new operators or a new map or something.
I mean, that feels a bit double-edged for me at least, because like a lot of companies are taking advantage of that format and are just like, okay, we'll just release a $60 game. We give you 5 characters and then we release a season pass for 5 more characters, a season pass 2 for 5 extra, and then basically you pay like 3 times for like 1 game. And sometimes, yeah, I don't know, I feel I'm not always that happy about that. I like my characters complete with the game, and just you can add cosmetics for your microtransactions, but don't charge people for gameplay.
So you're okay with people charging micro transactions for cosmetic items?
Yeah, I mean, if you add some flair, that doesn't really like balance out the game or like gives you an advantage over the other person, then I don't really care because I like my characters to look a bit. But yeah, I mean, I spent tons of euro into just buying cosmetics into games. Like, if I like the game, I will spend money into it. And you want your character to represent something that you like, the style or something like that. And I can get why people would just like to throw $20 or $30 to just have that one cosmetic. And it feels more fair towards people who aren't that advantaged to be able to put in that money to at least have the same, especially when it's competitive, to have the same grounds to stand on and rise to that rank.
Zazabu, anything you want to add to this topic?
I'm impressed that that Zai was able to say something positive about Fortnite. I was
doing my
I was a
best.
little surprised, I gotta tell you.
I honestly just wanted to say like Fortnite is shit, but I cannot do that because
we want to know
you
your
just did.
opinion.
I mean, anything else about this before we move on, guys?
no, I think I've said enough about Fortnite for tonight.
You're not gonna like what we got later.
And you'll just like be banned, right? Like now in the Discord because you were just so positive about Fortnite.
I accept that judgment. It's only fair.
So moving on, we saw the video at the start of the stream. We saw that Courage is leaving Twitch. However, he's going to YouTube, not Mixer, as many people thought like YouTube wasn't going to be in this game of picking up high-profile streamers from Twitch. So do you know Courage at all? Have you ever watched any of his content? And what do you think about this move?
Oh yes, I'm a great fan of Courage. I've seen all his videos. I have no clue who the guy is. I'm not gonna lie. Before yesterday or something that you mentioned the name somewhere, and I'm like, who the hell is that Courage dude? I like the Courage that I know is the purple dog from Cartoon Network. That was always
the
scared.
cowardly
That's the
dog.
Courage that I know. That's the only one that I actually know. But he's not making a bad move. I mean, before I was like watching Twitch and such, I've always been a fan of YouTube, you could say, because you could find a lot of music onto it, especially in his early days, you could say. The memes kind of originated there too, because you had Charlie and you had Salad Fingers, and really weird stuff was findable there. It was a good place to be at. So I do understand that, like, why he would do it, because if YouTube would improve their services, they could maybe become better.
Yeah.
I mean, it has like 2 billion.
They
people on it or
definitely
something.
already
They
have
have a
the
lot.
viewership,
They have
right?
a lot. Yeah, exactly. They have like, if Twitch has a few 100 million, then it's nothing compared to what YouTube has.
Right.
And if I'm not mistaken, YouTube works with Google, so if they just collaborate,
Correct.
And I mean,
YouTube.
YouTube's a native app on a lot of phones now too. So I mean, it's everywhere.
they're rich. Yeah,
But isn't
definitely.
YouTube
They have
gaming?
and they have PewDiePie. I mean, you cannot forget.
No, they
You
don't.
cannot forget
No, they
that.
don't.
No, I mean, yeah, but at least you
PewDiePie
can.
moved over to DLive, actually.
What?
He streams on D Live, but he still has his YouTube channel. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
No way.
Yeah.
The more you know. But yeah, I mean, he has, yeah, but he still has a followership like over there, and also the other guy that he was fighting against, how they're called again? The other channel, doesn't matter.
Oh, the guy that
Irrelevant because
he
they
was
lost.
feuding with. Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
remember
they
his
were
name.
both reaching for the first million subscriber or something like that. It was quite a battle, and they, yeah, T channel or something like that. But doesn't matter. Basically, they have just like a lot of dedicated people on the platform. So if he does it right, he can make it big.
Just speaking of YouTube too, I saw something about they changed some of their terms of service. I don't know if you guys caught this. I just saw it a little while ago.
I've caught like 6 emails now. All my different usernames, like
there anything that they now reserve the right, I guess, to ban accounts that aren't commercially viable is what the wording I believe was. So that's kind of vague, and it to me it was kind of like, you know, oh, if you're using ad blocker, you could be not commercially viable. So just a little piece of information I saw. I thought, you know, bring it up while we were talking about that.
Awesome. Moving on then. So do you know who Shroud is?
Yes, I
Okay.
am familiar with him.
So Shroud seems to be liking his new home over on Mixer. He revealed that the biggest reason he was leaving was due to the stability of the contract. He no longer has to worry about hitting a certain amount of subscriptions or viewers to ensure his income for the month, and he no longer feels pressured to play like the certain games due to that. Like, so, you know, if he's not playing PUBG, he's going to drop some viewers. He's no longer worried about that now that he's over on Mixer. Do you have any takes on that? And what's the importance of playing what you actually want to play on stream?
I mean, can you blame them? I mean, like Ninja or Shroud or anyone who actually changes platform, you don't have to be loyal to your platform. You're a content creator, and the platform ain't loyal to you. So why would you be loyal to them?
I mean, this is
you
a
were
job.
making money on. It's a job, exactly. If they offer you something better, you take it.
I mean, if somebody's going, a company's going to give you a raise to switch jobs, would you do it?
Yeah, probably if it like pays way better. And
Well, this is guaranteed
and it's something
money.
that you would like to do. You're guaranteed that the money is there at the end of the month. While on your previous job, you're not really sure that you will get it. Everyone will do it. I mean, everyone in the right mind would do it. I mean, I kind of do understand that it would hurt, like, oh no, my community, but just bring them along.
Sure.
What the hell is the issue?
And, you know, I also read that he's actually kept most of his community intact, which is a huge blow to Twitch because he's still averaging about 20,000 people per stream now that he's over on Mixer.
I should hope so.
And his subscriptions
your community
are...
should live outside of Twitch as well.
Yeah, and his subscriptions are already up there as well.
That's true.
Yeah, but we still have to wait, like, for... Currently, he's still getting those free subscriptions
Correct,
that everyone can opt
month.
in. We'll talk about that in like 3 weeks. Does it take a lot of work to...
We'll get to that in a little while, Zhyroth.
Okay, wait, you know what? I'm just gonna close it down so I can't read.
So yeah, we
There we
got
go.
your question, Brightest Starfall. We will ask that at the end of the stream as usual. So what do you think is the state of Twitch with all these top streamers leaving then? Do you think more content creators will leave the platform? Do you believe that
Yes,
Twitch is actually
definitely.
going to give some of its, homegrown content creators some contracts to stay on the platform? And then Tim the Tap Man also hinted this weekend he's going to be mixing it up quite a few times. So what's your take on all that? And are you ready to step your game up so you can you be the next Shroud?
I don't have the aim of Shroud, and I don't really think I'm ready to be the next Shroud. You have to be secure about your content to be like he just does what he does, and people like Shroud for the things he achieved before he went streaming. So it's quite like, no, I will not be ready for the next.
No, I am not Shroud.
No. I am not
I'm
Shroud.
Although
I'm
I'm
shooting
going to
for
start
some
learning
contracts.
Fortnite and be the next ninja,
Yes,
right?
yes, that's actually my next step. That's why I have been quite inactive the last few weeks. I've been training my Fortnite skills, and but I have been becoming quite good. No, but wait, what was the main point of the question?
Do you
besides
think that
Shroud?
Twitch is going to start paying content creators to
Oh
stay
yes,
on the
well
platform?
that's the thing that you're not guaranteed. There might be a few people already in check with Twitch that they could like have better positionings or like guaranteed that they can keep their partnerships and such and good deals to work with them and their loyalty. But I mean, it should be that people leave. You cannot stay on one platform. I mean, at least if you want to be discovered, it's gonna be a hard time for like people who want to play the more saturated games like League of Legends or Dead by Daylight, anything that's popular or that you might enjoy to play, forget it. And I mean, not forget it, but just keep in mind that you'll have to do a long grind and have to be dedicated to your cause. Put actually more time into networking than streaming itself. And then eventually the growth will come. But you cannot do it unless you're like the next Shroud or a Ninja, that you're just godly in your game. But
And I guess that's the truth when you think about real jobs too, right? Like in real life jobs, real jobs, like streaming's not a real job, but like
well,
you
could
can't
be.
expect to stay with a single company. Like if you get entry level job with a company and you stay with a company for the rest of your life, you might get promotions, but you're never going to be CEO of a company, right?
That's true.
It's true.
If you aim to be a CEO.
That's what Zazabu is. He's the CEO. Look at him in his suit.
Really?
Zaz,
Yeah,
any,
I'm
Jet
jealous,
flying
man.
and limousine riding.
If only I had a suit.
anything you want to add to this, Zaz?
I would just say that as far as hanging out on the same platform, I don't know that they're giving out gold watches to people that stick around. I myself have
Purple
kind of
jackets.
toyed around in my mind. What's that?
It's purple jackets. It's like
Purple
in Happy
jackets.
Gilmore, you get the gold jacket, but here it's purple jackets.
I think for a lot of us, it may be a good idea to explore those alternatives just because those are emerging markets, and it's kind of like with playing Fortnite. You're not going to probably be found at the bottom of the list playing Fortnite. You almost have to look for the next big thing, and it's kind of like that with the platform that you're streaming on too. Like, yeah, you can grind and work your way up, but you could also explore other options.
I think
True.
you heard it first here. Zazaboo's moving. He signed a big contract.
No.
He's going to D-Live, guys. You've heard.
Caffeine, I think, is where he's
No,
headed.
but it is true though. You have to at least no, not wow. You have to stand open for the idea to at least explore the other platforms, and you have to keep track of what their plans are in the next few years, because if they do make that exponential growth, then it's not bad to have like your foundations put there and at least have like that one step ahead of other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's like me. I'm like the only person still using MySpace, and everybody else went to Facebook, then they went to Twitter, and now they're on Instagram. And, you know, I've got no growth on MySpace, and I can't figure it out.
I don't ever think I made a MySpace.
I'm showing my age, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, dear Live Journal. How about that?
Live Journal. So Stream Elements is paired with Fiverr to create the streamers market. It's a quicker way to dive into Fiverr for exactly what you need as a content creator. Are you familiar with Fiverr at all?
Yes.
Okay. So, if you're not familiar, chat, it's a way to connect quickly with artists for any design work, audio, video, anything you may need at competitive prices, as it's community members doing the work and trying to charge what others on the platform's charging, so that most people aren't overcharging over there. What do you think about the move from Stream Elements?
Bold.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Bold.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Bold. Just like, I mean, Stream Elements have been making quite some big moves lately. Well, lately, the past few months. I think they're like trying to overtake Streamlabs because they do have a lot of users, but just it looks more user friendly when you just stare at like the interface of Streamlabs. It just looks like that everyone can learn it quite fast to make a decent overlay within Labs, but on like Elements you have to go to the website and you have to lock all those things and then you have to port it in. So it takes those few extra steps while Labs makes it a bit more integrated.
Yeah, I definitely think Streamlabs is easier of the two, but I think you have more options with Stream Elements. But maybe that's just me not being familiar with Streamlabs either. I mean, Stream Elements doesn't have the face masks.
Vice versa. I'm not really familiar with Elements right now because I've been using Labs, but like they keep fucking shit up. Wait, I should have bleeped that out. My bad.
No worries. No worries. We'll get it in post.
Okay. Well, Streamlabs is great. You gotta enjoy them. No, but like the thing about Elements is that they make quite big moves, and I think they are preparing that like maybe Logitech is not gonna fully go through with their takeover of Labs, and that they'll have to prepare to take over a lot of people that used to like Labs and not anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
but Logitech has the money,
put
right?
In a great sentence, but
I get what you're saying.
It doesn't mean because the company has the money that they will keep a project going just because they have the money for it.
And it's really going to be up to Streamlabs, because when Logitech acquired Streamlabs, they said that Streamlabs was coming on board, but they were still going to be its own entity, and they had to make really these certain
decisions lately.
Yeah, so and if they continue to make bad decisions, then Logitech's just going to be like, all right, no, let's go.
That's a possibility, yes, because if it really just cuts budget out of them, why would they keep it running? Or at least maybe sell it to them again that it's independent. Like I think Activision
sell it back to Streamlabs.
Yeah, like you guys can keep it here.
I hope you saved your money, Streamlabs. All right, you didn't spend all that money on one place.
No, but they're making some stupid choices. Like before, you had those free overlays and such, and some other features that you could like do in Streamlabs, like at least make merch or check it out and such. And that's all
And
gone. Now you have the Prime
the
membership.
Prime, correct?
And before it was like $12, I think, a month. That changed recently, like I think maybe a week or half ago or so, to like $90 a month. So it already went up with
19
like
or
5,
90?
6 yeah, 19.
Okay,
19.
it's like 20 bucks a month.
Yes. So nearly $20 a month. And that's already quite an increase for like the first time they increase it. And it's probably because it doesn't sell that well or something like that.
What's
And
like I said, the Streamlabs, like I'm jealous of the face masks, but I found a solution for that. So Zaz, if you want to give your opinion on this whole matter while I go grab something real quick, and then
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I mean, having switched from Streamlabs over to using OBS, I did find using Stream Elements a little more difficult, but I like the idea of them teaming up with Fiverr and allowing.
Definitely.
I'm
I like
lazy.
Fiverr.
I'm lazy, and I don't mind paying someone else to put my stuff together and create my stuff for me.
It gives the opportunity to give graphical artists more exposure for their work and their talent into a world that they might not be familiar with in the first place. And it's not a bad place for them to be at too. That intro that like
Friends don't chat, and if you don't chat, we are still a friend of mine.
is also made by someone on Fiverr. So you can find some great artists down there.
What is that?
Amazing.
Was that your Halloween costume? Or are you a furry?
Wow.
Oh, he's gone.
Can I join in? Hold on.
Put one of your masks on. There you go. Oh, there's a monkey too.
What?
That's an improvement, really. Oh, there must be more. What is that? A cat?
It's the Black Panther.
Oh, a Black Panther? Okay. The headphones won't fit.
I love it.
How many of these are there?
Yeah. And what does he do with all of them?
Yeah, I'm wondering why he has these. That's my
what?
All right, Streamlabs, you can keep your money, guys. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the subs.
What is that
I don't know.
I was waiting for a lucha mask or something.
That would have been cool too, but I didn't have one of those. I've been waiting for the perfect moment to pull these out, so I appreciate that, Zai.
Okay.
We ready to move on?
But yeah, no.
Oh,
I
no,
do
sorry.
have to
Go
say
ahead.
that like it's a good idea that they collaborate.
Yeah. I like that they're supporting the community. I think
Yes.
that's pretty important.
Basically,
Totally lost at
any
what we're
sort
talking
of
about.
way to bring people together is actually a good way if you can bring certain skills that are required to someone that needs them, then lend them their services.
Definitely. So one piece of news that we kind of chatted about real quick beforehand that didn't make our list here was the Dead by Daylight crossplay, quote unquote.
Yeah. Disappointment of the day.
Yeah, yes, it was. So for you guys that play DVD out there, they announced that they would be giving us some kind of a crossplay, but really all it is
It's a lie.
that, yeah, it is a lie. It's cake and it's a lie.
Cake.
So people that bought Dead by Daylight on Steam are now able to crossplay with people that bought it on the Windows Store. So that was kind of the letdown of the day.
Yes, because I was thinking like, oh, now I can finally play with like Diane for JJ. I can play with all the great people. No, I cannot. I'm still play. have to play on myself.
It's a shame because I could have
It's a
used somebody
shame.
else to carry me, you know?
Yeah,
He would have carried you right to the hook because he's actually a really good killer.
Oh, no.
yeah, but it's just sad that they keep on like promising things towards the community, like first dedicated servers, and they did finally release, but it took them 3 years. They just keep delaying their plans. That's a bit sad because
Yeah.
how long can one keep on playing the game without growing tired of it and still be dedicated to his cause if they are not dedicated to it or something like that?
So, why don't we move in from news into some specific questions for you, Zai?
Yes.
So, how long have you been streaming? Like, when did you start, and kind of why did you get into it? And what are your short and long term goals for your stream?
I started about 7 months ago, something like that. And the reason why I started was because I was banned in Osu and I couldn't chat with the multiplayer people no more. So yeah, I
I'll
was
show you
silenced and
guys.
yeah. I was like, screw it. I want to play with people, but I couldn't play because you couldn't join any multiplayer session anymore. So I just played on my own and was like, Jay, chat with me. I'm lonely. Really sad, really. But
Did you
yeah,
say
that's
Jay?
basically why I started streaming because I just
Okay.
wanted some interaction in my games again, as I quit RuneScape at that moment, so I didn't have that interaction going.
Mm-hmm. So, what are some of your short and long term goals then for your stream?
Well, just bring more people together, I suppose. Try to get like a Discord going that has a nice amount of people, and like it doesn't necessarily has to be like streaming alone. It can be just a community on itself, basically. As not every day you feel like, well, at least me for the moment, I'm not in the right position to like do it every day. And yeah, I still want to be there for the people, even though outside of my streams. So it would be cool if I just can create like, yeah, something that lives and breathes, a good place for people to be at, a great place for people to be at, where they can just help each other out instead of like just dicking on each other. Even though I'm salty myself all the time. I know it's hypocrite, but in the end,
Well, you know, I kind of agree, and that's a big thing when it comes to the stream. It's like, you know, it's fun to get on stream and interact with everybody, but it really means something when you can keep those interactions going and support each other outside of just gaming.
yeah, indeed, it gives a very better feeling if you can get to know the person outside of the stream and get to know them as a person and not just as like, I mean, we're trying to be ourselves, but you have to be the best self of yourself on the stream, and that takes a lot out of someone sometimes,
Yeah.
you know.
It can be very draining. You're right.
Oh yes, yeah, people underestimate it sometimes. Even
So you go by many names on Discord,
yes.
almost daily.
Our Lord and Savior.
The Lord and Savior Zhyroth. So how did you come up with Zhyroth? Where does that come from?
Well, the name itself originated from something that like the first part comes from Zephyr. It's like a Greek deity, and Sephiroth, because I really enjoyed Final Fantasy 6.5, the one that barely anyone played on the PSP. But it had such a great story.
That's because it was a half game.
It was a prequel, yes, agreed, but it was still a great game.
Sure.
Still better than Fortnite. You know.
There's a thread here throughout this show about Fortnite.
When is competitive Final Fantasy coming out?
Yeah, it's a combination from like the villain there Zhyroth, and then
Right.
Well, just something mashed together because like my first name wasn't that great, so I went on with something else.
Okay. So was that a name that you came up with prior to starting streaming? Is that something you've been using
Oh
for a long
yeah,
time?
yeah.
Yeah.
I've been using this for like 15 years or more or something.
Okay.
Like when I first started World of Warcraft and a bit of RuneScape and all that stuff.
Okay.
But still, when we played games on browsers and such, that's been a long time ago.
What
I
was the
still do that
first name?
Really?
Yeah,
still
you
play
said it was better
browser
than the
games?
first name, so I wanted to know what the first name you started using was.
No. I shall not. It's embarrassing.
Okay.
So
At
so
the
when
end, I
you
shall write it in chat, but I shall not pronounce it.
Okay.
so when you started streaming, Zai, what made you choose Twitch over other platforms?
Well, I did try to like live stream like on rebroadcast, I think it was the name, that it streams on all platforms together. And I was
Mhm.
checking out like which draws the most views, and they all draw 0. So like, oh fuck this shit, I'm out of here. No, so no, I just went on. I checked
So
out
you
which
mean
platform.
Restream.io, correct?
Restream. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
but I wasn't an affiliate, so I wasn't really breaking any TOSs because
Sure.
you weren't bound to anything. And yeah, I was checking out like where the most people were that were playing the game that I played, like Asu.
Okay.
And the most players are currently on Twitch. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's really something that will stay here, as like a lot of like the bigger ones have like been banned recently. So we'll have to see how the community will evolve from there on.
Right.
As it's quite small, so it's bound to that. And that's kind of why I mean, I watched one streamer before this, before I started, and she was a painteress here on Twitch. So that's probably also a reason why I started on Twitch, because I knew the platform from esports and the painteress. So I was like, I know Twitch, I'm familiar with it. Why not?
Okay. So English isn't your primary language. How tough is it for you to
Obviously.
stream in English? And what different languages do you speak?
It all depends how stressed I am. Like, the more I think about it, the more aware I am actually about what I say, the more I stumble over my words, and then I stress, and then it's a vicious circle about, yeah, you're just stumbling over more words, and hate it. So that's the biggest issue, I suppose, like the stress that you get for talking and pronouncing words.
Mm-hmm.
But it becomes a habit. The more you do it, the better you become at it. It's just a skill.
Right. A muscle that you have to train, right?
Yeah, and I have to train a lot, but it becomes a habit, and yeah, it's okay. I mean, the more I'll do it, the better I'll become at it. And
right.
for languages I speak, primarily my native tongue is Dutch. I can speak a little bit of French, some English, depending on what day. And yeah, I'm gonna keep it with that, because other languages I know some words and such, but it's more like you know some words, but you cannot really survive for a week down there. At least not that far.
So Ty wants to know, can you tell him you love his content and in all the different languages that you can speak?
I'm gonna do it in 2 because
Okay.
I'm tired to like translate. Like French is hard for me because I've never been good at it, and I've always neglected it in my country. Kind of have to learn it, but
Mhm.
I haven't been that great of a student. I've been a bit of a no, I was gonna say bastard, but that's not really true, ain't it? How's it called? Like, you know how puberty is. I don't have to explain myself. But so I can say like, Ty, I love your content. It's amazing, almost as amazing as you are as a person. En
Aw.
dan, I can say it in Dutch, but no one will understand it. Van gewoon, Ty, je content is geweldig. Je moet gewoon verder doen met wat je doet. En je bent geweldig zelf. But yeah, you didn't hear anything of that because it was kind of the same, maybe just a bit like different structure of sentence.
Well, when you got to after content, it was completely different in my ears. It then sounded gibberish to me, but it sounded cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn another language. I just don't know what language I want to learn yet.
Well, it's always fun to learn another language. You just have to find the people that speak the language so that you can talk a lot with them. And I mean, if you just keep on practicing with someone that you can talk to, that will help the most, I suppose. Just talking it on a daily basis or
I'm
writing
learning
it on a daily basis.
I'm learning a lot of garbage just by hanging out with Zazabu all the time, so that's cool.
Oh yeah. It's a skill that I'm.
That language is just called bullshit.
I'm very familiar with that language. But something
So you said you have to know a little French to live where you live, and you live in Belgium, right? So do you have a lot of friends that you play games with there, or most of your friends based in North America? And obviously that creates some struggles time zone wise. How does that work out for you?
That shifted depending on what kind of game I played. Some games, like if I still played League, that was usually with like European people because you're bound to that European server. So yeah, I don't really meet American people on a European server that much. So yeah, it all depends what game I play, and mostly nowadays I play ASU, and that's just worldwide. So there you meet like people from all over. But like if I would have to say like with the people that I'm most in contact with, that would be in the American time zone. Yeah, most people are like from there. I have some people over in England, and that's about it.
So yeah,
not a lot of people here in Belgium that I play with.
What time is it there for you right now?
Almost 4 a.m.
Almost 4 a.m.
48.
So it's almost 10 p.m. for me. Zazabu, you're the same, correct?
Yep.
So, and then we got people on the West Coast who's, you know, it's just now about to turn 7 p.m. for them. So that's crazy.
Right. West Side. So Zai, with the implementation of Article 13, were you affected there in Belgium by that?
Not yet. Yes and no. We can slightly see the effects already at certain videos, but not entirely to its full extent, or at least not like the demonetization that will come for content creators. And it's gonna become a mess, especially for me because I'm playing fucking awesome, and it's all pirated.
Right.
I mean, all songs are pirated in the game, so basically I'm fucked. Wait. Leave that out, please.
Screwed. I would just add, Symphonic said when we were talking language, do you really learn a new language if you don't learn the curse words? I think that's a good point.
No, I think that's one of the first things you learn in a language. You have to learn how to curse because you will be frustrated in the language because you can't speak the language or find the word.
So yeah, let me just add here. I'm laughing so hard at this because before the stream started, I reminded Zhyroth, like, hey, you know, we post this cross-platform, you know, we try to keep it PG-13, just be mindful. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try my hardest. And then like he's had so many slip-ups already, like I'm going to have a lot of editing to do on this, so it's just really funny.
It even caused me to say BS.
It did. And then also one other thing on the chapter 13 stuff, or not chapter 13, article 13.
Article.
Chapter 13 is bankruptcy here in America.
I'll be filing shortly.
So let's be honest, America is pretty naive, okay? And we don't really focus on news outside of America, and it's unfortunate. So can you kind of explain to the people what Article 13 was and why that's causing such a riffraff?
Well, basically, it's a new law that they integrated here in the European Union that copywriting becomes more punishable for like the people that use it, and you can basically go claim the copyright strikes way easier than before, and they will get like basically you cannot copyright anything anymore. If you use music that's somewhere copyrighted of anything, even if it's for the smallest thing or like imagery, that will affect, like if you would make content on YouTube, for example, normally it should like get taken down, because up until now it was okay. You could still use certain things, and if it wasn't like a big label or something like that, they wouldn't really chase you. But now you can, like, even if you like made a meme and that picture is like from your backyard, you could basically sue them because it's your backyard. And it's
So
gonna go quite far. They're gonna probably push this to like everything has to be unique, but can you make anything? The biggest issue that I'm having is that everything can be unique if you're a content creator, because
Sure.
your idea is based upon someone else's idea, but just a bit evolved and maybe some tweaked here and there, and eventually it's just one pile of ideas and it's all copyrighted stuff. So that's a bit hypocrite.
Sure.
So do you think
so here it's the Fair Act? Fair use.
Fairness. Oh yeah, fair use. Yeah.
The fair use law that we have in effect in America, that you can literally take somebody else's content, record over it, and it becomes your content. I do it all the time when Zazaboo is streaming. I just go watch his stream and record over it, and it becomes my content.
That's the only time your content's any good.
Oh, that's
Shots fired.
Okay.
I'm kidding. So Zhyroth, do you think the meme economy will move to more of a black market?
Economy. I hope it will never disappear.
Me neither.
You're the resident memer.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Thank you so much,
You need
Justin,
some
for that. Sorry, I got excited there. Go ahead. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
So Zai, you
Yeah,
talked
excited.
about playing Osu. What other games are you excited about that you're looking forward to coming out that you might want to play?
Well, that's my biggest issue, I suppose, that I haven't been excited for a long time for a game that comes out, and that's partially my fault, and maybe a little bit also the game industry their fault, because they just keep on releasing games which you play and you feel disappointed. So it makes me, over the course of a few years, less excited to find that new game, and in turn makes me also a bit more. We're just too spoiled. We're just too spoiled. We're used to have.
Yeah.
But it is, because like when we were kids, you were like waiting a year for that one game to come out, and now you're just like, it's another game that releasing. Okay, whatever. I mean, you don't have that same excitement anymore as that you used to. So I don't know. I feel slightly burned out by lots of games. I cannot tell that. I'll just stick to Osu for now.
Well, I have a game that I'm excited about. We'll talk about later. Now that I know you played World of Warcraft, I think you might be interested in.
Well,
There's no
speaking of
release date
games
yet.
too.
What?
Speaking of games, the community's been playing a lot of 7 Days to Die, which is something that we've been extremely excited about, and is a game that I'm still waiting for Zhyroth to check out. Can we talk about what about that game you don't like, or why you haven't been itching to jump in with us?
It's us. He hates us. I know it.
Okay. Moving on.
Yeah, it's actually you guys.
So Zai, when you're watching other streams, or when you're putting together what you're going to do for your stream, what do you feel makes good content?
Well, it's hard to decide basically what makes good content, because like that's something personal. I mean, I can think that guy's content is great, and like you can say, nah, man, that was the worst shit that fuck, no, I can't say this stuff.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, believe this out. That was the worst video I've seen in a long time. See, you can cut that part out, and it's all fine. Yeah, well, I think personally that makes good content is basically the vibe that hangs around in the channel and the chat, I suppose. Basically, what the community gives and like the host itself.
Yeah.
If you kind of feel like you resonate with those people around the same level, and that you can talk about the same things, and at least you kind of can agree with the same arguments, or at least you don't feel that they are like offending you with their opinions, or vice versa, then it's a good stream for me, because I just like to interact with people. So basically, I don't even care what they're playing at that moment. It can even be Fortnite, but not too long. I'll be there then for like a shorter amount of time, but I will just enjoy the people, I suppose. People make it, man. The people make the content. It's not only you, it's like everything around it too.
So you would say that the community kind of makes the content for you, and the content itself is really kind of secondary to
friends,
chatting.
I do like to add new stuff into it, such as like some sound effects, or like a transition, or like green screen stuff, or like a face thingy. You can do a lot of fun things with that, and you can be creative with bots and whatnot. There are many ways with technology that you can make it a bit more easier for yourself to make it more entertaining, like kill some dead moments and such. But I do think that indeed the community and yourself do a lot of the vibe you create around your channel for the people that comment.
Right.
I completely agree.
Speaking of community, guys, don't forget to tag elevate_content with your questions for Zhyroth as we finish up here with kind of an about him. Get those questions in, and we'll get them into the end of the show.
Don't make them too hard.
Don't make them too hard. Well, I'll pick the good ones. Don't worry. So what would you recommend to other streamers to kind of set themselves apart from the crowds?
Set yourself apart from the crowd. Well, it's hard because I'm not. No, the thing is, just be genuine. Like, just believe in the content that you are creating, and don't start doubting it because you hear things from other, maybe more successful people or something like that. You just have to like your content yourself. Be self-aware of what you're bringing and what your community is bringing towards the other communities. And check your stuff. Just check your stuff. And if you like it, if you would like follow yourself after you watch your stuff, then you can say you're delivering good content, because you will always be your hardest judge. At least, unless you're like, how is it called, egocentric, then you may be a less bit of a judge. But
yeah,
You're supposed to be your own worst critic, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why I can't bear to watch my VODs.
Oh, I
And
hate
it
it, man.
shows.
It shows. Yeah.
I mean,
So Zai, I have one last question for you, man. So you recently lost your job. How have you
yeah.
maintained your mental health and streaming when something that big is changing in your real life?
Well, it's hard to. I mean, I have more time now, but I don't
Mhm.
really feel like it because you have to interact with people. And if you try to like deliver some sort of positive vibe at least around in your streams and such, because you will want to bring a good. The thing is that you want to give the best version of the community, so you will not want to salt it up with your own behavior, and that's a hard thing because you have a lot. And my respect for those people that like if they just feel like it, they still go live and they just play the game and they bring the full hype. And I don't know how they do that. It's hard. I mean, you just have to go through it
Can be,
though. I mean,
for sure.
you find lots of help and support into corners that you don't expect. So it's nice to know that there are people out there that will back you up.
Absolutely, and that's something I think we do very well. We all have each other back at Elevate, and I don't know if everybody in chat knows Zhyroth joined the moderator team of the Discord.
Leadership, not moderator.
Leadership, moderator, yeah, whatever. Leadership. So, congratulations.
I didn't realize the sounds were on.
You didn't notice the hearts earlier?
I left those. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I didn't notice the "I love you, man" sound clip. All right, fix that. We're good now.
So, guys, don't forget to tag us in those questions. Elevate_content. I'll be looking for it.
So you thought you were done, but we're not done. I've got questions as well.
Oh no.
So I focus more on the technology side of things. And so we'll kind of get into that. So you use things like noise and binks. So I wanted to ask you, what's the importance of using those types of platforms to help grow yourself in your stream? Who they are as, like what they do and what they offer to the streamer itself.
The importance is nothing actually. I mean, except for like exposure, basically. Like they're like communities that are based about other streamers, and you can earn certain points to redeem those points for games, and those games will be given away among other streams, and those will be given away again. Basically, it's just keep on giving away games that you can give away to your viewers. Probably because of that, you can earn a game by interacting and give that away and earn that spot of the exposure of getting a rate that will that drew in people to join the community, and that kind of keeps it going right now too, because it's kind of it feels like you're having value for it. And I do have to say that it kind of, well, helping out is just a number game, because statistically it helps out.
Sure.
Does it really? I mean, you get to know a few people out of there, but in the long run, it's still the only thing that will matter is if you interact in that general chat and you talk with people and get to know them, because otherwise they won't really stick to your thing. They will come and they will go as soon as the game is given away. So basically that's about it. You can not rely on those services basically.
And which one are you talking about specifically right now?
Currently it was Binks, because the noise one is like to make paid opportunities, but I'm not. The thing is, I haven't taken one on yet, as I'm not guaranteed that like how the terms will be, as you're not. I mean, they will take on a sponsorship, and you'll take on that sponsorship for them.
Sure.
So you never know how
They
much
get the big cut, and you get
you never know.
you get the
That's
change,
thing.
right?
That's the thing that you always have to be aware of. Like, what is the worth of your channel, and if you make a deal with someone else, how
Sure.
much are they trying to steal of your cut?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to like, okay, it's only money, but in the long run, if you want to think it as a business, at least a little bit, then you cannot really depend on those services because of your own growth, and you will keep yourself back because of being bound to contracts and such.
No, I think you're exactly right there. Personally, I'm very shut down. Like, I have high walls when it comes to sponsorship opportunities, because, like, sure, you can sponsor a stream of mine, right? I don't have an issue with that. But am I going to sign a contract at this state that I'm in? No, like, you're not going to take all that money from me. And it's important to feel that way, because you look at people like Tfue, right, who made millions of dollars for FaZe Clan. And you know, some people,
I don't know. I know all those guys.
You don't. Oh, okay. So he made. He was with FaZe, which is a big e-gaming group, and
Okay.
supposedly he made the group millions of dollars, and he only saw thousands of dollars. So they're in a legal battle over money owed. Long story short.
Oh yeah. I mean, can you
so
blame him?
no, not
See,
at
but
all.
that's the copyright thing once again, because basically it's like, yeah, but this is my material. I work for this, and for things like these, actually, Rule 13 are great, because like he would be backed by the government now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because basically it's his work, so he is allowed to have his fair share of the cut,
So you use XSplit. So how do you like using
As you
XSplit?
can see.
How does it compare to other programs like OBS?
I only use XSplit for the VCam, for like the green screen, to cut my background away. But does OBS has it too, maybe, like the green screen technology? As I'm not familiar with that.
Oh, okay. So you're using a virtual green screen application right now?
Yeah, because I'm not having a green screen, because I was like, it's not needed, I mean, it depends
NVIDIA is
what kind of
coming out
game you
with
play,
their
but
own
most of the
software
times
too,
I don't
right?
cut my background away.
Right.
For a few times I did need it, I figured like I can use like a virtual program now and invest in that later.
And so that's also an important question, because like some people really like overlays on games, and they like to kind of see the streamer's background and see the different things that they might show behind them and show their character off. And then other people really like the cleanness of sitting on top of the game that you're playing. What is your take on that? What's your opinion on what looks better?
I think you have to evolve your overlay maybe a little bit dependent on what you play and what style of your channel also represents, I suppose, because I mean, it's always good to have something recognizable of your brand always on screen, so that people can always have the links and such. But it's also showing off what you can expect, I suppose, because if you like just look at my overlay, you see like it's quite hectic, it's quite full, compared to like someone who would play Dead by Daylight, mostly just have like a green screen cam, just them on the camera, and that's it. And that makes sense, because you want to see everything that goes around in the game. You want to see and explore the area with them, and
You kind of want a submersive experience, because it's a horror game, right?
It makes it a bit more engaging for them as well. While something hectic like Austin, for example, which is like for a player that doesn't play the game, is just a lot of hectic circles all over the game, then maybe an overlay could be good, that people have something to avert their eyes off from busyness that goes on to the screen.
That makes sense. And we see some Osu in the VODs on the TVs next to us in our studio that we are actually in. Justin and Rage, you asked that question in chat. I do want to admit that, yes, we are literally in the studio right now. Zhyroth is just calling in from his home. Oh.
We have very short legs. You can tell by the by the height of the desk.
A very high table.
So what advice would you have given yourself about, you said you started about 7 months ago, right? So we're looking at maybe springtime, March, April.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ish.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You can math. Good job.
Well,
So what advice would you have given yourself prior to starting streaming?
don't put too much pressure behind it. You know, don't like get lost into the number game. That most of all, I suppose. Just, once you become aware that you are starting to make growth, you start feeling pressures from outside that you want to perform better, and it's okay not to be perfect. It's okay not to deliver the greatest content that you have in your mind and how you envision it. Sometimes you just have to.
I mean, as long as you're better than yesterday, though, right?
Exactly.
I was thinking about saying it, but you beat me to it.
So you said, it's important not to get in the numbers game. Can you go into depth a little bit about that? What you mean, not to get involved?
Well, the thing is that we all know that. Well, not we all know. If you stream, then if you stream on Twitch, then you know that basically, if you want to reach partnership or anything like that, that you will have to at least have a certain amount of concurrent views.
75.
And yeah, that's a lot. I mean,
a lot.
Feels like a lot compared to some other. Yeah, but then is it though? Because you know what makes me salty? If you go to like an offline channel of Dr. Disrespect, and you see 3,000 people chatting in his offline chat, then you're like, okay, so 3,000 people are thinking that his offline chat is more entertaining than my fucking stream. That's a lot from.
Not to mention, I think he's sub-only chat, isn't he?
Yeah, that's probably.
To make things better, it's sub-only chat, 3,000 people. Instead of hanging out with TIE Fighter or Zazaboo or Zhyroth, they're just subscriber chat only.
Exactly. But the thing, what you have to do is just enjoy the time you spend with the people there and the bonds you are creating, and not just focus on your growth. Just envision your growth not as just a number. Envision your growth about how the people around you are getting bigger. Like that your group of friends becomes huger, and that's growth, not like just having 2,000 followers or anything like that. That's just a number.
I mean, obviously in this channel I'm not pulling in partner numbers, but the community that yourself and Zazaboo and everybody in chat tonight has helped grown is something that I've am more prouder of than the actual growth that I've actually gotten from. The community over at Elevate is phenomenal. Once again, Discord, ! Discord. If you're not part of it, come on in and don't be afraid to talk. We will definitely chat you up for sure. So speaking of Discord,
we even had a wild Tatsu chat the other day.
We did. She appeared out of nowhere. Yeah. So speaking about Discord, what's the importance of networking as far as Discord goes?
I actually don't know how good Discord actually is as a viable resource for networking, but I like it. I mean, it's just like basically my old school Amazon. Just chat around, change my nickname, make a laugh, and a GIF. Good days.
You
But yeah,
change your
I mean,
emotes or your little icon and your name every day.
yeah,
Can you
yeah.
can you kind of explain why you do that?
I don't know, to keep things fresh, to make it entertaining, I suppose, for the people that know. He's like, oh, look, he changed his name again, something different. Um, there's no real reason behind it. I just do it because I'm bored or I feel like it. Just yeah, me, just me.
It's to keep me from
Um,
knowing how to tag him.
Right.
as well, as
Right.
well. No, but like networking in Discord, I mean, I've been using it as primary tool basically, and it does work because you get the chance to chat with people on a quite personal level, depending on where you are with them, and that's good because I mean, if you can know them in a chat, that's basically like talking to them, but then virtually.
Yeah, it's getting to hang out with them off stream as well as on stream, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
What other ways are there to network for streaming besides Discord?
Well, basically, all other social media is a good way. So they say. I'm not really using a lot of it myself, you know. Honestly, I do think that like getting out there on different platforms such as YouTube or what else do you have? That's like really a big video platform.
MySpace.
MySpace, for example, or Facebook. I've heard that Facebook still is out there. Yeah, no, but just get your name out of there. Just expand your horizons and don't get stuck into one software thingy or one page to let people know who you are and what you can deliver to them. Because even like maybe Xbox only, you can meet people who never know about Twitch because they don't go on that stuff because it's like, yeah, Xbox is from Microsoft, so they will not promote that on Xbox.
Right.
And you can meet a lot of people there that like you or you like them. So
So
you have to find a way to be everywhere.
you've told me offline before we started that you're most likely to be in Discord than any other social media. So talk about the community, like, so you are part of the leadership team in Elevate, but talk about the community that you are growing as well.
Yeah, basically I'm just creating a community for weeps. I mean, yeah, that's about it. Nothing more to be said about that.
Tatsu, as much as he would love for you to join his Discord, I'm going to advise you not to unless you have lots and lots of soap that you're going to bring with you. It gets pretty toxic over in your community.
My community?
Yeah, just the cursing and stuff. It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
PG, right?
I always stream for mature content just because I can't help it, man. You see it in my hair. I have that Scottish spirit into me. I have to swear sometimes.
No worries, no worries. We still love you, Zhyroth. When you're streaming, do you keep the viewer count on? So I'm not sure if XSplit shows you how many people are in your room, but you know, I know that you use Streamlabs chatbot as well. So do you look at that viewer count when you're streaming?
Some days I do, some days it depends how stressed I am. It's so actually better to not put it on.
Sure.
But at the same hand, you kind of want to put it on because it can give you hints if you are doing good or you're doing bad or you made a bad joke or things that you have to avoid.
It gives you kind of a boost of enthusiasm too. Sometimes if you're getting a few additional viewers than you're used to. But I mean, I know.
I think it worked both ways.
I remember streaming for 0 to 1 people for a long time, and that one person was, you know, me being pulled up on my other computer. How do you find the motivation to stream when you're pulling in those kind of numbers and you're aware of it, right? So if you hide them, it's very easy because you're not aware how many people's watching. You can just be yourself. But when you're actually looking at them, how does that, like, how do you motivate yourself to keep streaming in those?
Well, it depends, I suppose, on how long you are stuck with those numbers, and after a while, maybe it will have to be like a moment of realization that you have to do things differently. Maybe spend a bit less time streaming and spend more ways to find ways to draw people in from outside of the stream, because it's hard to get like it's hard to be found on Twitch itself. It's easier to draw people in and can then stay there. And once you get that exposure, you will rise up slowly and more people will find you. But getting that first exposure is just hard as fuck. So it's basically dope. So basically it's just easier if you just invest some time into networking, getting to get the people to know you before you just throw yourself out there and do like 20-hour streams for yourself. Because that's basically my first bond. Just me doing 17-hour streams with like 4 or 5 viewers passed along the day. Yay.
So when you go into a stream, Zai, do you have a set amount of time kind of in your head when you start? Like, I'm going to do 2 hours and then...
No, I just like... I first try to convince myself to start the stream for an hour or 6, 7. Then I think about what game to play. Then eventually I press go live. And then it's until I'm either tilted by the game, getting too salty that I feel like I will just keep on swearing like, yeah, that's no point. So I will just ruin people's day by just me yelling at my screen the entire time.
All
a
the
lot
rage.
of people like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but I try to avoid that because I don't want to be like that. So you just try not to channel that energy. And basically, I just go with the flow. If I feel like it, I'll go longer. If I'm tired or something, I'll just quit it. Like I said before, I don't really have a schedule, and I actually should, because consistency is also one of the things to success on Twitch and such, that like people get to know when to expect you, and then they'll make time for that eventually if they know when to expect you.
Like
But
this
if you
show
just, like,
every Sunday night at 9 p.m., guys.
Schedules are a great idea. Yeah. I mean, I do understand if you can't like keep at them. Just don't feel too bad if you just miss a day. You know, try to keep a schedule. But if you miss out a day, it's okay. Life goes on.
So you actually said a couple things there that I kind of wanted to touch base on. So I know Zazaboo is very open in real life about hey, I stream on Twitch, come check me out. Like he said that he's like a walking billboard inside of his office. Where me personally, it's like that's my personal life, and I don't necessarily want my personal friends or my family coming to watch my content because number one, maybe they don't understand. I get a lot of judgment from my immediate family, like, how do you just play video games and people want to come watch you? That's stupid, and it's like, what? You're watching cable television every single night. That's stupid.
Exactly.
So like, are you pretty open about streaming, or what's your take on that?
I don't really promote myself. Like, I even feel not embarrassed, but like, what's the right word? Annoyed? Not really comfortable, like, with going, hey guys, if you like that, just throw me a follow, or don't forget to like. Nah,
which is funny because I'm all about that. Exclamation mark merch in the chat. I will sit on your chests, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, exactly. And you're actually selling yourself, and that's just not me. I've never been like a salesman, at least not for that part. Yeah, I cannot be open about it
Okay.
just because.
See, I'm just kind of a
Oh.
whore, so I'll
Yes.
spread it out there.
Yeah, I
Basically.
was just about to ask you, Zaz, like, so why is it so easy for you to talk to people in person? And
I just think it's confidence, but also a bit like he is enjoying what he does. So do I, but I'm not really 100% happy with what I deliver sometimes. So that makes it probably why I'm less promoting it like others.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know. I sort of they'll either get tired of me bugging them and they'll give me their Prime subscription and leave and let me go along my way, or
Since you got that.
they're pity subs. You get pity subs.
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
I mean, dude, yeah. If you got Amazon Prime, I'm sending you a text once a month to remind you.
That's phenomenal. So let's talk about technical issues a little bit. I know that you're recently going through a maybe fried hard drive. How do you handle tech issues with something like streaming when you're so reliant on all of these things working, and as soon as you go down to like sit down and push start streaming, it's like, oh well, this is broke.
Well, mostly I hope that I'm not live yet, because if you have then I have time to fix it, and if I'm live, then if it's something that you can fix at the moment itself, I'm just like, yeah, hold on, chat, I'm just gonna fix it, and then they'll have to wait like 2-3 minutes until I manage to put it back in order. I just do it mostly on the stream, but if it's gonna take too long, like for example my hard drive that's still fried, yeah, it depends.
Any
Like
news on
this
that?
issue, I just
I know your friend was trying to hook it up to his computer. Is there any update on that?
yeah, it's probably just that.
Oh,
So how I solved that issue was just by ignoring the issue and just, yeah, here we are.
la 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 la. So
I have a lot of 4-minute streams out there. I'm just saying.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've had those a lot in the store too that are just like, yeah, a minute stream or something, like, oh no, I forgot something, and stream. But
Yeah.
I've like learned to be really paranoid about that, I suppose, and triple check every single thing and every keybind 3-4 times before hitting that live button now, to be sure that everything kind of works, because you know how technology goes. Then half an hour
Yeah.
later, like, hey, that button is gone. Why is my key binding gone? And, yeah.
yeah.
Technical
Why did
stuff,
my camera magically change settings tonight right before we went live? Who knows?
Happens a lot.
I'm sorry, I was
Indeed.
looking for a clip to post in chat, but I don't see it. Oh, it's on my channel. That's why. It's on my channel. I'll find that in a second.
You mean my content on your channel?
Yeah, your
that what
content
you're
on my
looking
channel. So we are wrapping up the technical side of things as well. So remember, if you have any questions for Zhyroth, we are getting towards the end of the interview. Very late, which tends to happen a lot lately. But if you have any chat questions, make sure you post them, tag, Elevate, and we will get those and ask them in just a minute. So I've got like 2 more questions for you. One real quick: hecklers or trolls, big toxicity problem on Twitch. How do you deal with them when they come into your channel?
Can I be honest? I haven't encountered any yet.
Any at all? That's very interesting.
Maybe
think
one
that's-
case, but I just instantly banned the guy and it was done. I'm just Swiss with that because I know how I get triggered myself. So I just avoid that. I mean, it's just one guy out of thousands of people on Twitch. You're not gonna meet a person.
Do you think that's just the community that you are in, or so is it Osu or Asu?
Awesome.
Osu,
Osu.
I don't know.
Osu?
Osu.
I thought it was Osu.
Asu.
So is it just because like there's like specific people in that community? Because I know you stream that a lot.
No, it's
or-
just people. It's just everywhere in games. People on the internet, they will just be a bit more aggressive towards other people because they can. And it's also Twitch a little bit. It has evolved from quite a positive environment to an overcrowded place, you could say, where people just want to be heard, and sometimes they raise their voice a bit in a too loud manner by offending people
Sure.
to draw some attention or something out of that sphere or out. And some people are just, are you ready to bleep this out? Because it's part, wait, not nice. And yeah, I'm just gonna stay with that. People are just not nice.
Oh no, completely agreed. Completely agreed.
I had a troll. I made him a moderator on my channel.
Must be time.
So anything you can tell people starting to stream, what advice would you give like people that they're not ready to start streaming, but they want to stream? So they might not have the top of the line computer. Maybe they only have a console they can stream off. What advice
Start
would you give to
networking
somebody who just
early.
wants to stream?
Well, do plenty of research about what you need to stream. Like, there are some things that you can delay and that aren't really required to have at the start of your streams, like a really professional microphone or like a webcam light or 2 cameras and all that fancy stuff. It's not really required to bring good content if you just know what you want to do, and that's, I think, the most important thing that they'll have to do in the meantime. Really think about what they want to do with their content and to who they want to deliver their stuff, and then start networking towards those people while they try to gather their computer and what.
Awesome advice. So we got about 2 minutes left, chat. If you want to ask Zhyroth a question, make sure you do it now. If he doesn't answer it on chat, make sure to ask him when we raid him in just a couple more minutes.
Right. Still have to go live. You see that, guys, how they force me to stay up after 4:30 a.m.
That's because we have a schedule, which you already said was important.
So we ready for our new segment?
Yes, let's do this.
All right, guys. So we have a game we're gonna play. We're gonna play a little word association game.
Right.
So I'm gonna give a word or phrase, Zai, and you give me the first word or phrase that comes to mind. You ready?
Okay. No.
All right.
No, not at all.
Nope. Yep.
All right. So stream.
Me.
He's so vain. It's amazing.
I like it. You gotta be. You gotta be.
He doesn't want to ask for his follows, but you say stream, and he's like, me.
First thing that popped into my mind was Zazaboo.tv. All right, ready? Content.
You.
He didn't say bad content. He just said content in general.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That answer would have been better for this one. Dropped frames. Yeah.
No, because the thing is, I've had that happen yesterday a lot. I was testing out some recordings for tonight, and I just had nothing but lag and frame.
I think there's an issue.
Frustration. Frustration. That's actually the better word.
Yeah. I think there's been an issue overall on Twitch recently with drop frames. I've experienced, Zazubu's experienced, and it's really been within the last week, maybe 2 weeks that that it
Yeah,
became an
okay,
issue.
so it has been multiple days.
Yeah.
Wait, thought it was just on my end, actually.
No, not at all.
All right.
Well-
So next word, video.
What? Video?
Video.
Video?
Video with a V.
Oh, like... Watches videos, man. Like, the thing is that I'm not getting my head. It's like a VHS tape, but I couldn't come up with the name.
Oh no, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
All right. Here, this was one special for you. Fortnite.
Sucks. I'm sorry, guys. For everyone who does play the game, I mean,
Justin
you can
Rage.
play what you want. I mean, I cannot judge
Justin
because
Rage.
I mean, I play also, and that it doesn't have graphics. You don't need a graphic card to play that game.
Yeah.
So
All right.
just play
Mixer.
what you like. New platform with potential if they play their cards right. That was a long word, but
No, that's good.
Just make it one run-on word.
Although they have been around
Beans.
for like 6 or 7 years, by the way. You know that, right?
Yeah.
really,
Yeah. Did you ever heard of Beam? BEAM?
no.
So Microsoft bought
Baking.
the live streaming platform Beam, and then they made it mixed.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, they've been around for 5 to 7, 8 years, maybe.
Wow. Okay, then I want to change my word to like
Your word or your answer?
my answer. Not today.
All right. Beans.
Boozle.
Boozle. Editing.
Sucks. Yeah,
Oh,
it's fun, but it's so much frustration. It takes so
Yes.
much time, and just
it's
like
tedious.
you have to hear the same audio clip over and over and over. No.
I don't know. I like listening to myself talk over and over.
I bet
all
you do,
right.
actually.
Yeah, no, I don't.
This game is
Emote.
hard, though. Are fun.
Wait, what?
What?
Are fun. Emotes, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, are fun.
Art fun?
are fun. Okay.
Okay.
And our last one here, anime.
Kawaii. I mean, that's hard. That's hard, that game, you know, because I try to. Because I have to say the first word that comes up in me, but I also have to think about not swearing all the time.
Fair. I mean, do you need an extra second?
Like the
Anime.
first thing I wanted to say for anime was tentacle, but yeah, I mean, that's gonna give a weird vibe to the people who don't know anime. It's like, what the hell is that guy watching? And
That's perfect, actually. That's the vibe we want to give. All right, so we're gonna move into chat questions. Thanks so much for being
man.
part of the first ever word association. I think it was fun. Personally, I think that was a pretty good segment.
I'm gonna say that, like, maybe warn the people about that this may occur.
Oh, it's okay. If you're on the show in the future, this is gonna happen as long as it's funny. Like if me and Zaz laugh, we're gonna keep it in the show.
Yeah. we're mainly here for our entertainment.
Yeah, I mean, this is really, you know, what do we find funny? So let's move into some chat questions. There's still a few minutes. If you want to get your question in, make sure you tag us in the chat. So Zhyroth, does it take a lot of work to stay so handsome? That's what Brightest Starfall in Twitch chat wants to know.
No, it actually just takes me waking up
Oh.
so far.
I woke up today and I just look this
I woke
awesome.
up and I went. That's basically how I live my day. I wake up and I go.
Do you also piss excellence? I mean, I have a lot of editing to do anyway. I might as well throw one out there too.
Yeah. I mean,
Everybody get in on it.
our video is going to be so short, like 5 minute video. But what was the question? Do I piss excellence?
Well, yeah, I do. You piss excellence?
Is that a question from Jay?
No, that was my
sounds like
question.
some-
Off of, does it take a lot of work to stay so handsome?
How does one take that question though? Do you piss excellence?
Yeah, when you
I
wake up in the
suppose
morning
so.
and it's the first time that you have to urinate, are you just
It's
urinating
glorious.
excellence?
Yeah, it's glorious.
Yeah.
It's the best moment of my day.
Spotlights hits you and glitter falls from the ceiling.
Without the glitter
better.
though. I removed that last year because it was a lot of work to clean it all up. So
Oh, you
I
got to
had
do
to
that every
remove
day too. Yeah, that would be a drag.
Yeah, especially when you live on your own, you know.
You know, there is nothing that I hate more in this world than like glitter. I don't mind loose glitter, but glitter that's glued to things.
Dude, but did
Like
you
if
ever
something
had
has glitter glued to it and it's like part of it, I hate it.
did you ever
drives
had
me
like
insane.
glitter between your butt cheeks and then I had to like try to, I mean it's
I've
annoying.
never had glitter between my butt cheeks, but I know a few strippers that did.
I don't know where the stream is going, so we should probably move on to the next question.
Yeah.
Zaz.
Next question.
So this one's
That's
from
hard.
Symphonic 313. What game genre, FPS, action adventure, MMO, etc., do you find that you enjoy the most?
I would say RPG, just because of you have more of character building and in general a bigger game than like I mean not necessarily bigger, but it feels like there is more to discover into the game, and that keeps it more appealing for me.
So are you more into single player RPGs or MMO RPGs?
I used to be more into MMORPGs until I got tired of playing with random people, and then I went to but it all depends actually, because if it's a good story, I will still
Mhm.
enjoy going to a single player, but if people that I know are on an MMO, I would consider playing the MMO. It's kind of depends.
That's good answers as always. So, what was the highlight of your day? Justin Rage V2 in Twitch chat once.
Well, the moment I'll crawl in my bed because I'm tired. the highlight of my day, of course. I mean, that's the greatest part you can do in your day. Waking up.
That is the absolutely like that's the truth.
Probably the most important part.
Yeah. If
So-
you do that already, I mean, that's a great start, you know. Can only
So
go
let's
uphill
talk
from
about
there.
your day a little bit, right? So it's almost 5 a.m. now there for you.
Yes. Yes.
Let's talk about your day. What time did you wake up today? Did you take a nap, or are you still awake from whatever time you woke up to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to bed at we're Monday, right? Okay, so I went to bed at Sunday 11 a.m. No. Yes, 11 a.m. my time. I went to bed, slept till 2 p.m. and then we're here now. So basically
15
yeah,
hours.
it's been a
15 hours
long day,
awake.
but it's okay. It's okay.
Is 3 hours a normal night for you?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, like when I first started out streaming, I used to be awake way more than now because I try to respect my hours a little bit more than before because
Mhm.
it was normal, but I try not to make it my normal.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I keep like a 3 or 4 hour a night schedule myself with a nap here or there during the day, and it's worked out pretty nice for me.
Yeah, true. I mean, there are days that I just sleep long, but most of the time I'm just an early bird.
Early bird. I mean, if
Yeah.
that means night owl, then I'm an
Yeah.
early bird too.
None of us sleep normally. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but well, it is early because like it is early right now, so I'm an early bird.
That is
Yeah.
true. That is true. So what are you going to be playing when we raid you here in 5 minutes or so?
Well, I actually didn't know what, and I'll probably just do a little bit of Asu so that even though that you saw it behind, and at least then you can see it live, I suppose. And then, yeah, I'm just gonna call it a short night, I suppose. I'm a bit
Yeah,
tired.
we don't blame you for not going the full hour that we asked people to do. I mean, it's 5 a.m. there.
Yeah.
I fully expected you to play Beat Saber, Zhyroth. I'm a little bit disappointed.
Beat Saber is amazing.
You want Beat Saber, but then I would like have to make place for that.
Yeah,
Because, like,
nah, man.
it wouldn't be the first time that I smack my controller into my desk and nearly hit my screen with
Ooh.
that stuff.
Yeah. And it's 5 a.m. You haven't slept in quite a little bit. You
Yeah.
might just pass out.
Yeah, I don't have the condition for the game neither, not gonna lie.
Symphonic
There's a workout
313
on
in
itself.
Twitch chat wants to see an impromptu 24-hour stream.
I mean,
Why don't we see your third stream before we see anybody do another 24-hour stream, Symphonic? How about that?
Ooh, big
Oh,
fats. Big
shots called.
fats. So you said the best place to find you as far as social media goes is your Twitch channel and your you do have a Twitter account, but mostly Discord,
I have
right?
social media, but I'm not really using it. At least not how it should be used. Like, you can use it for networking, but I've just here and there click it for the people that I know, and that's about it. So it's just easier to hit me up on Discord, and I'm in a lot of Discord. So yeah, and I'm in the most important one of all. Elevate, guys. Click
Nice.
the link.
Appreciate the plug, dude. All of your links were just plugged in chat. Thank you so much for joining the show, dude. Any closing thoughts you want to get off your chest? You want to talk about? Do you want to talk about how Zazavu is the third best looking man in this room right now?
I'm actually jealous. No, basically, I just want to thank you guys for being here. And it's a good thing that we can bring people together, even though that like it will take a bit of time to make like a big group of really committed people. It will be worth it in the long run.
And
But,
how do you feel now? Like so we've been talking, you know, I don't know, let me up time.
2 hours almost.
Yeah. An hour and 51 minutes. So you were extremely nervous at the beginning of the stream. How do you feel now?
Well, a bit better, but I still feel a bit like nervous, you know, because I still have to. Yeah, the main thing is also because I didn't sleep a lot. I'll be stumbling over my words way faster because it's harder to translate right now in my head, I suppose.
Because you're so tired. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
I greatly appreciate you staying up so late so we can keep a consistent schedule on this show. Zazabu, anything in closing you want to say to Zhyroth?
Man, it was a blast talking to you, dude.
It really was. This was a lot of fun.
Welcome to the leadership of Elevate, man. I look forward to working with you, buddy.
And I look forward to worshiping you more.
Yeah, that too.
Uh,
All hail Zhyroth.
Actually, before we go, Zai, do you want to tell the story from your perspective? I think I've talked about it, and I think Zazaboo's talked about it on stream. Do you want to tell the story from your perspective of waking up and finding a cult that belonged to you?
Yeah, that was actually a strange experience, all right. So, like everything is fine, and then one moment you wake up, everyone's name is changed. Something Zai. No, was it Raw? Yeah, it was.
It was a
Rob,
mix of both. It was either something Zai or something, or it was either Zai something or it was something Roth.
And the thing is, I don't even know where it came from. It just happened. Like, imagine going to sleep and suddenly you wake up and you have like 50 people walking around. You're like, "Hi, my lord, I'm your new priest." It's weird. It's weird.
I
It
think
came
I was
from you. That's right,
Zazaroth,
Symphonic
wasn't
313. It all came from you. You were the reason behind all of it.
It was definitely one of my the highlights of my week that week.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It's also actually a hard thought that I have to mirror my movement. So basically, if I want to look at Zaz, I have there.
All right, man. I greatly appreciate you joining the show. I think I speak for Zaz as well. Thank you so much for joining the spotlight this week. And we look forward
thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. I would say anytime, but it's kind of a one-time thing. So, but
it's okay.
we'll see you in just a few minutes, though. And thank you again.
Cheers, boys.
That's. I hope he's. It looks like. Yeah. Okay. The page is behind him. Behind us, he doesn't have an offline screen, so it looked a little bit different. But Zaz, dude, what do you think of Zhyroth, man?
Man, that was that's got to be one of the longest, huh?
Yeah.
That you've talked to somebody on here.
I think for sure that it was definitely probably one of the longest. But I mean, we were having fun, so I mean, and that's what happens when you have loads of fun. You know, it's just
yeah, you get good people talking and having a good time. Time flew, really.
So we have a kind of a big announcement. If you want to talk about that, what happens next week, dude?
So, guys, next week we are going to move the show to the official Elevate channel. You've been tagging it all night with your questions. Elevate_content. That is where the show will be hosted from here on out. So make sure you give a follow to Elevate_content. And I think we have some big plans for that channel. We're looking to use it to help highlight other people in the community as well as not, just this show. So make sure you give it a follow, spread around, tell your friends, be here at 9:00 on Sunday night. Who do we have next week, Ty?
Next week, we are going to be joined by QP Kells, which is another member of the great community of Subforce. Which is what's a little bit different about QP Kells is he recently just did his last stream on Twitch. He is now a full-time Mixer streamer, and I'm excited to get the first Mixer guest on the show. Because we haven't actually got to highlight a lot of other people that stream on other platforms. It's something that we want to do. It's just we haven't had access to these people. So a couple of weeks ago we had D Live, and now we have Mixer, and it's going to be really cool to see what's kind of going on over there, if you ask me.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting his thoughts.
So what was your favorite part about the interview tonight?
I wish that I would have kept track of how many times that Zhyroth cursed, but I didn't. But that's my favorite part, mainly because I know you have a lot of extra work.
Yeah, I was actually thinking, because I know that you've recently got into video editing, that maybe you'll just take care of that this week.
Yeah, I don't know if you want me editing your show.
I mean,
dude.
it's like, hey, just give you the extra work, and we'll see what happens with that.
Just be a montage of all the F-bombs. Why is this one so short?
That would be hilarious in its own right, actually. Where can people follow us, dude? Where can people join the community at?
Guys, come on over to the Discord. Justin, if you don't mind,
I beat him to
giving
it.
But... you can go ahead and do it. He usually does it.
Yeah, Justin is awesome. He's constantly dropping all the links in the chats and stuff, and I greatly appreciate that, Justin.
So come on over and join the Discord if you're not already a part of the community. We have a lot of fun. We're not always a cult, only sometimes. But we do.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
It was one time. We decided we didn't like Kool-Aid after that. All right.
Yeah. I still wear Nikes.
Justin is awesome, minus the steak and blasphemy sauce.
Blasphemy sauce.
That is funny. Amazing.
And if you like, dad jokes and stuff, Symphonics there all week.
Yep, and Symphonic is always there. We love him as well.
Starting soon.
Yep. Now we just got to figure out a few more minutes of content, and I feel like we're running out of things to say. But
so a lot of you guys out there, you have time to watch a lot of streams. Who do you want to see on the show? Send us over some people to watch,
sure.
In Discord or whatever, or just, if you're tight with a streamer that you think would be good to be on the show, maybe talk to them about it a little bit and send them our way or get us together talking. We'd like to get some new people on the show, especially people that you're familiar with and you'd like to interact with and hear more about.
I will definitely attest for that. This show's a lot of work, guys. It might not look like much, it might not sound like much, but there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes of the show. And so any help of extra streamers you can send our way that would be interested, and they're free on Sunday evenings, would help us tremendously. And we would love to at least watch some of their content and see if they'd be a good fit, but I'm sure that they would be as well.
You guys are killing it, making it look easy. When are we going to get you on, Justin?
I talked to Justin, and he said that he can't take time off. Which is just an excuse, I believe.
Why not a special edition?
Season 2.
Yeah.
Speaking of season 2, we are going to take a break after the beginning of the year, or actually just at the end of the year. What's the last date? Do you know off the top of your head?
I think it was like the
22nd is the last date. So just shy.
I was going to say 21st.
Just shy of Christmas. Wait. Yeah, so there's like one more week of 2019 that we're not going to get in. This has been a great 4 months, guys. You guys have supported this so much, and I greatly appreciate the support, which is why we're able to move it to another channel and let that channel grow as well. We've got a lot of great content coming in the rest of 2019 as well as into 2020. And we hope that you guys really enjoy that as well. Let's go ahead and get this raid set up. It looks like Zhyroth is ready. So we'll be raiding in 8 seconds. And I want to say thank you once again. I love your faces. And Zazabu, if you will.
With that, we bid you adieu. We love you all. Goodbye. Mwah. And good night.